And when President Trump took office in 2016, there were concerns over his business profiting off of the presidency. Now, over a week after the release of a partial transcript of a phone call between President Trump and the Ukrainian president prompted a formal impeachment inquiry, a new light has been cast on how foreign entities may be using Trump-owned properties to gain favor with the president. Business reporter at the Washington Post, Jonathan O'Connell, joins us now. Hi, Jonathan. So we know President Zelensky has stayed at the Trump Tower in New York. Are there any other Ukrainian officials who have stayed on Trump properties?
There are, and some of them are official government employees and some are not, which is an important legal distinction. But, for instance, we happen to know at the Post from some documents from the hotel that a number of Rudy Giuliani's Ukrainian associates have been staying at the hotel sort of regularly, and there have been an official working for Zelensky in Washington who has stayed at the hotel a number of times. So, we obviously do not have a clear picture into who stays at Trump properties and who spends money with Trump's businesses, but we have a little peek into some of these, so we have a taste at least.
There are other foreign leaders as well, then.
Right. Oh, sure. I mean, beyond Ukraine, there have been other countries and leaders who have been, very open about the fact that they are holding events at Trump properties. Kuwait comes to mind because they have held large National Day parties, probably costing tens of thousands of dollars at the Trump Hotel in D.C. multiple years. Bahrain has spent money there, and other countries have spent money there. The Ukrainians have been a little more under the radar, but we don't know fully, the full picture yet, probably.
Now, are these sorts of visits then technically illegal, or does this fall into a gray area of, involving the emoluments clause?
I think for the Ukraine, it's a gray area at best, and there may not be any legal case. I mean, for one thing, President Zelensky stayed at the Trump Hotel in New York before he was president and before he was even a candidate for the presidency, which I think will, assuage any real concerns about it breaking the emoluments clause of the Constitution. There's a larger concern here that is maybe not a legal one, which is obviously President Zelensky brought up the fact that he stayed at Trump's hotel in a phone call with the president, which we know from the transcript. And that's a concern that I think a lot of people have, that, foreign leaders will, or even, business people, whoever that has contact with the president will try to curry favor with him by saying, hey, listen, I stayed at your property, I spent some money with you. We saw the CEO of T-Mobile do that when he had a large merger that he needed to get approved, and that merger ended up getting approved, and there was no law that he broke. So it's kind of an ethical concern in some cases, but not a legal one.
So, Jonathan, there has been concern or interest over Mr. Trump's business dealings since he took office. Who exactly is looking into all of these stays? We know there are various investigations going on, aren't there?
There are, and the Trump administration and Trump's personal lawyers have done a fantastic job to this point of shielding the president from really having to disclose any further information or to make any concessions. There are 3 cases that are working their way through the federal court system, but all of them, again, are taking a long time. The Justice Department is delaying them and has won some victories in front of some judges. So none of those cases are dead, but they haven't made it anywhere yet in terms of the fact that the Trump administration and Trump has not had to reveal any private business information, and he hasn't been forced to change his behavior in any way.
Could the legal slow lane that all of these investigations are in be sped up if they become part of the impeachment inquiry?
Possibly. I mean, there are a number of inquiries from Congress already regarding Trump's business, and Trump has he's avoided responding to subpoenas. The president's business has filed lawsuits to prevent any of their banking information or tax information from coming out. Really, in terms of his business, I think the courts are going to be the place where he either gets in hot water or doesn't.
Right. All right. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Jonathan O'Connell, we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.